Hey, what's up? It's your girl Vero G, and you're watching right now the Vero G Spotlight Radio Show. Tune in on YouTube, Facebook Live, and on Twitch. Check out all these amazing episodes and so much more. Tune in to check each and every Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And definitely check out all the episodes on my YouTube channel at Vero G Spotlight Network. Follow and subscribe. I will follow right back. So definitely go check out the channel if you want to support. Appreciate it. Much love. Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Vero G. Welcome to the Vero G Spotlight Radio Show. Here we are, hosts Vero G live in the building. Yes, we got a great show for you guys today. We have, I don't want to misspell her name or say her name wrong. We have the president and CEO of the New York State Bail Association and the National Association of Bail Agents, Michelle Esquizina. If I said it wrong, forgive me. I would like for her when she gets on in a bit to pronounce it correctly. Make sure I get it right. But she'll be our guest for today. I'm very excited for that. So stay tuned. She has an upcoming event actually coming up February 25th. We'll talk about that as well. And all that said and done. So we're going to leave the chat open right now. If anyone wants a comment or, spread love to the show, all that said and done. Also, there's a QR code right here on the show if you'd like to send any donation to the show, support it. I truly appreciate that as well. So let's get right into it. You know how we do in the show here. We get juicy and we get exclusives here and all that good stuff on the show. Again, if you would like the show or watching it live here on Facebook, YouTube, and also on Twitch, you guys can share, comment, spread love to the show. I appreciate all that said and done. Let's get it, right? I'm excited. All right, so let's get right into the show. So we got a few announcements on here. Let me just put that up there for you guys to see that. I am excited. Let's get right into the announcements. All right, guys. First and foremost, my album is out now. It's called Brand New Me. Check it out on all digital platforms. As you see, all the information is there below on the screen. And definitely go support that if you guys get a chance to. Also, guys, you can vote for me on the weekly voting for the song, which is Scars. It's under the R&B category, which is www.LDMRadio.com. Thank you for all those who's been voting, who's been sharing it, who's been just doing amazing to support what I've been doing. And just want to announce it again here, guys. I'm in number one on the top 10 this week. So I'm very, very excited. I'm very humble for that. And again, go support it if you guys get a chance to, with that said and done. Also, guys, go support our other website. If you guys haven't had a chance to, it's called www.WhosNextNYCRadio.com. So definitely go check that out. I'll show you another flyer. You can see a better one there. So you can check out, we play all types of music, genres of R&B, hip-hop, pop, rock. I mean, you name it, we play it. So definitely go check that out if you guys get a chance to when said and done. All right. So I think that's pretty much for announcements for now. I'll update you more and more things to come, so stay tuned for that as we speak. So let's get into the next segment of the show, which I do like. I'm getting kind of familiar with the show with that. I'm liking it, and it's my segment of breaking news. As you guys know, I get right into it. So let's get right into breaking news, guys. All right, so that is I like that little thing we try to add in there. It's cute, right? All right, so we got breaking news first. Let's get right into it because there's a lot of TV happening this week in the news, and I'm like, I gotta update you guys on this now. Let's get it. All right, first and foremost, the one and only president, our 47th president, our 47th president, Donald J. Trump. Right now, as you guys know, apparently breaking news, uh, he had a private meeting with our governor of New York, Kathy Hochul. As you guys know, they were discussing about the congestion prices. As you know, he does want to revoke it or take out the congestion plan that they have in New York City. So they're in war with that right now. But she did have a private meeting just a couple days ago with him in Washington D.C. They had a thing for governors, I think, for that week or so up there. So she made the initiative to meet up with him as well and have a private meeting, which took up to an hour. And they did not only talk about the congestion prices, and she had a whole plan, a whole thing she showed him how is benefiting New York City and how people are now, instead of just taking driving to New York, basically they're taking the trains. And I'm thinking, really, I don't really think so because if anything, the trains are really worse than ever now with the safety and all that. So we could get that's another time for that. Anyway, back to this whole situation with Donald Trump. So apparently, as you guys say, as you hear here on the show, so they had over an hour of a meeting in his Oval Office or whatever they had it in Washington D.C. in the White House, and apparently there were other issues that they did talk about besides the congestion prices. So yeah, listen, how do you guys feel about that? Like with the congestion thing going on, they're already overcharging too much as it is in New York City with rents and gas, and the cost of living is becoming, and it's just becoming really bad. As they say, right? But yeah, how do you guys feel about that? You could comment on the show as well here live, and I'll definitely go for your feedback on that as we speak. All right, next on breaking news, guys. As you see here, he is the Pope Francis. Right now, he is in not in a good shape, as you see. Apparently, he had been placed at a hospital due to his declining health. Right now, he is fighting sepsis and also a lung issue. And right now, there were reports that he had a peaceful night last night, actually, but his condition remains as critical, which basically he's been getting blood transfusions and also, if I'm not mistaken, he also suffering from prolonged asthma-like respiratory crisis, which is very crucial. People, I tell you, I cannot stress it enough. Your health is everything. You only got one life. Take good care of it. You know what I'm saying? But I really do wish he gets well sometime soon, and he'll get back to what he was doing, in the Vatican and other things of that sort and that nature. All right, now talking about Governor, I'm gonna say with Cuomo. Well, Cuomo, we're gonna talk about him in a minute because let me just say now, Cuomo was actually trying to run for New York City mayor this year in 2025. This is really interesting now because he was one time our governor, and then unfortunately he had that scandal. As you guys know, if y'all don't know, he had a scandal apparently where he has sexually harassed a few of his staff members over there in upstate. And unfortunately, because of that, he had to resign. But right now, he's actually considering. Actually, he's not considering. He's actually going to run at the end of this month, in February. I made the announcement that he'll be running for mayor for New York City of this year for the race. So let's see how this turns out. Anyway, so back to the governor of Kathy Hochul. I meant so sorry. So as you see there, apparently, she they stating that they wanted to remove Eric Adams, the recent mayor of New York City, out of office due to his ongoing corruption case. But this time, she decided to have him on to be in office and do his diligence and his duties as in office for mayor in New York City. Again, guys, you're more than welcome to comment anything I talk about here on the show, and you feedback as well with that in mind. That is interesting. Okay, so now we get into the next part, which I love the most: celebrity news. Yes, let's get it. I'm in my happy face today. That's good. All right, let's get ready to celebrity news. I have to be the first to break this because I just heard about this. I was like, what? Okay, so apparently Rihanna, my girl, I love Riri, by the way. I love her music. Riri, or Rihanna, we all know her as, apparently was at a recent issue of Harper's Bazaar, and she was on the cover, which I loved, by the way. And recently, she had an interview there, and she talks about her new upcoming music and album, which everybody's been waiting ever since before she got with ASAP Rocky and having kids and that, everybody thought when she took, her motherhood part, she just declined from doing music and doing her own thing, which actually she was a game. She was doing her thing, with the Fenty brand you see behind there and other, other projects she's working on alongside. So apparently, she states in the Harper's Bazaar interview on the magazine that apparently she has never left music. If anything, she took the 8 years of hiatus, which she wasn't, by the way, just throwing in there. She was 8 years strong, going to studio and making new music for you guys. So you heard it first here. I know there's already out there speculation, but I'm just confirming it for you guys. Yeah, she's been making new music, and she states that her last album, the Anti album, which I did like some of the songs there in front. Apparently, she reevaluated after the album came out, which was a while back, and she with this album, she don't want it to be a specific kind of sound. She wants to be her new reinvention of herself as an artist, and I respect that for her because of the fact that like sometimes you have people in your ear, management, or you have people in your circle, like you got to do this kind of sound, and you're like, no, I'm not vibing to it. I'm not going to do it. So I respect her for that, and she, like I said, she will be dropping soon new music and a new album. So yeah, first heard it here, people. Ooh, and I cannot wait. Like I said, there's gonna be new sound of music coming soon, and she also talked about in Harper's Bazaar about motherhood and her husband ASAP Rocky, as who just was actually he was in court for a case about him supposedly shooting, I think, somebody or something, like the case about that or something, and thank God he was found innocent. He was not guilty, and he ran up. I saw the part where he ran up to Rihanna, his court lawyer, of course, thanking them, and Rihanna. She was by his side day and night. I had that court case each every other day when he had his court appearances, and she bring them kids. So she is a real supportive woman, and God bless her with their marriage and everything. So yeah, I can't wait to hear new music. How you guys feel about that? Like, come on, Riri, we're dying to hear some new music. Besides that song you did, Lift Me Up, which was for the Wakanda Forever soundtrack. We knew that we loved it, but we want some new music, please. Some of this, I cannot wait. I'm a Rihanna fan, so I love her music. All right, let's get to the next thing right now. All right, the NAACP Image Awards just happened last night for 2025. They look fabulous. I think it was last year, by the way, or I think it was this year. I'm not for sure, but the picture's here. But I know it was just happened last night. I missed it. I have to watch it online or somewhere. Apparently, it happened just like I said last night. And yes, there, as you know, it's basically recognition, or basically giving props to the amazing people in the industry, such as sports, arts, and that sorts. In general, for the African American community and also for minorities. So yeah, it's really beautiful what they're doing each and every year, forgive me. And with that in mind, they honored which I was shocked. They honored former VP or Vice President, Kamala Harris. Wow, I'm tired. Kamala Harris. I'm tired. Kamala Harris. Okay. She was honored. I forgot what exactly it was, but she was honored with them, and also the Waynes family. Now, if y'all don't know who the Waynes family, come on, Sean Waynes, Marlon Waynes, Keanu Rain. Is this name Keanu or Keanu Rain? I don't know names. He's the one that started In Living Color. Okay, y'all don't know, we're going way back in the 90s and the 80s and that sort. Okay, so they got their flowers. Congratulations to all of them, and also Kim Wayne. She's the sister, by the way, of the family. And congratulations to everyone who received their beautiful flowers and awards last night at the 2025 NAACP Awards. Very excited. So you already know. Ooh. Yes. So next one I do want to talk about, because this one's really it's sad, and I just feel so. I hope she finally gets the help that she needs. All right, so Wendy Williams, she's a pioneer in media itself and also radio and all that for many, many years. If y'all don't know, I'm gonna give y'all a tea right now, okay? So apparently, Wendy Williams, if y'all have her whole going on, it's a whole mix up. I'm gonna explain real quick for you here. So apparently, for a while, she has been, she actually was moved to an assisted living facility in New York City, and also had gained a legal conservatorship guardian. And that guardian has really limited her to do anything, because usually she goes out with friends, she eat whatever she got to do. And because they diagnosed her apparently a neurological disease and like kind of like dementia but not, or something, was it's something with the frontal lobe or something, I don't know, something like that, so a word. They stated that her memory was being demised due to alcohol and everything. And alcohol did play a part, because if you saw the documentary last time I watched it, she was not all there. You could tell, and she was drinking like nonstop every other day. So she stopped drinking, thank God, and all that said and done. But prior to that, they basically restricted her with everything. She was barely able to even speak to her friends. Like people had to call in, she couldn't call out, and like things had to be arranged for her. And even the guardianship, which is her attorney, I forget her name, limits everything from her. So she was only looking to have a TV in her room, and not even much. So I'm like, wow. And apparently, I saw this recently. She was at TMZ. That special with Harvey Levine, as you guys know, who's the founder of TMZ. Apparently, they had a. I saw the interview itself, which was very devastating. She was crying on the phone. She's like, they locked me in here. They can't. I need to leave. I need to have my life back and all that stuff and that. And then she does express in the interview, which I saw, by the way, apparently her son Kevin Hunter Jr. had mismanaged her money and was basically taking advantage of her at that time. And she did express that while she was interviewing him. So as we speak right now, and that's how that's the backstory to that. So that's how Wells Fargo, which was her bank at the time, had put a freeze on her account because they saw suspicious activity, and that's when they realized that she needed to get a court appointed legal guardian at the time. It was a whole bunch of legal mess going on at the time and everything. And I remember I was watching while it was just sad. Oh boy. Anyway, so at this time, so now she did reach out to Power 105. I did watch the interview with Charlamagne and the Breakfast Club, and she called and she was telling that she was crying and she like she needs to get her life back on that. So just to update you guys on that, apparently, there are right now reevaluating her case to see if she doesn't have what they diagnosed her, and to see if there was a misdiagnosis on that. And at the same time, prior to that, they're stating that they're going to see about taking the restriction off so she's able to do more things. I saw recently a picture of her and her son, Kevin Hunter Jr. reunited, and they were eating out and stuff. So I mean, I just wish the best for her. She's not a bad person. Just it is what it is. So yeah, so that was it for celebrity gossip. Ooh, hope you guys like that. The juicy juice for you guys each and every weekend show. Prior to that, on the show here, we like, as you know, it's the end of February coming up, and we honor a few people this year for Black History Month, and we want to honor one more person for that part for this month on Black History Month. So yes, so let's get right into it. I'm going to show a picture. So on the Vero G Spotlight Radio Show here, we would like to honor those who make a beautiful milestone or made a pathway for what Black History Month, and it should be either every month, not just once a month, a year. It doesn't make no sense, but anyway. For the Black History Month now this year, we're going to honor one more person for the end of the month of February, and that is the one and only Martin Luther King. So let me give you guys a quick back through of him. He was born in January 15th, 1929, in Atlanta, Georgia. Was a Baptist minister and social activist who led the civil rights movement in the United States of America from the mid 1950s until his death. He unfortunately was his demise, or as I say, he was assassinated in 1968. His leadership was fundamental to that movement. It's to the success of the ending of legal segregation of African Americans in the South and other parts of the United States. He has risen to national prominence as lead of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, which promoted nonviolence tactics, such as the massive March on Washington in 1963. To achieve civil rights, he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, prior to that in 1964, until his untimely demise or death on April 4th in 1968 in Memphis, Tennessee. He left a legacy for many years of his mission for unity and basically just for the world to unite and share and spread love. So we honor him as Martin Luther King. We honor you this today on here on the show, what you've done and contribute the legacy you have left behind for others to continue that torch. As you guys know, we're still fighting certain things in the United States of this nature. I don't want to get too much into it, but I think for the most part, we need to continue on the movement in peaceful tactics, and show the world we do love one another and just peace and unity as it is. Hello, everyone who's watching right now. You're all watching the Vero G Spotlight Radio Show here, live with your host Vero G. What's up, everybody? Those who put up who's watching right now. Let's see who's here. Ooh. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Jay Funkadelic in the building. Yes, running for mayor. Yes. How is the civil rights man doing? Well, Martin Luther King died many years ago, but we were just talking about the Black History Month. Forgive me, I was just talking about that. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Much love. Thank you again. Thank you. Much love to you as well. Yeah, what's up? What's up? How you doing? Thank you, bless as well. Much love to you guys tuning in right now on the show live. Guys, if you have any questions, any comments, or anything I talked about here previously in the show, recap it later on. It's already on live, so you can just watch it whenever you get a chance. I talked about Donald Trump. Yeah, I already know. I talked about that. Talked about the congestion thing, the Pope, Rihanna, her new music coming out. Yeah, I just missed that. I just did all recap on that. So yeah, I just can't wait till her music comes out. I am super excited, like hype. You don't even know how hype I am. Really hype. Yeah. So with that said, we're gonna have our guests in a few minutes on here, and we do what we do best here, and all that said and done. Again, one more time, quickly, if you guys want to vote for my song, you could do so. It's under the R&B category. If you guys have seen it, that's the website below, which is at www.ldmradio.com/vote. And voting is each week, guys. So yeah, I think voting ends until May, because we're going to be entering actually March soon. So that's a couple months from now. So definitely do that. Also, talking about voting, I want to add it here. You guys can vote for us at the Be Free Awards. We're nominated for 3 categories. One is for B documentary. See how I guess right now. Okay, B documentary, communication on podcasts, and also social media and social impact. So definitely vote for us, support us. We appreciate that. And we got the official date for the award show. Will be happening in April, which I'm excited. And stay tuned for that. I'll update you guys when we see what happens in that turnout. So with that in mind, I am truly honored to have an amazing woman on our show. We're gonna have her in a few minutes, and she is phenomenal. I briefly got a chance to little bit about her. I'm gonna get more. We're gonna learn more about her, and also prior to that, she has an event coming up February 25th, and we'll talk more about that as well, and other things that she's doing for other projects and events and that sorts and that nature. She is phenomenal. She is the CEO and president of the NYSR, New York State Bail Association, and the National Association of Bail Agents. Yes, I got that right. Okay, now I don't want to mess the last name up because I want to make sure I do what's right as right. But I would just say Michelle Isquinias. If not, it's okay. I'll let her correct me. All right. So furthermore, let's have her on the show. I am so honored to have her. Let's give it. Let me get her on right now. I'll just give it for her right now in the building. Hello.
Hey, it's Eskenazi. That's the name my daddy gave me.
Oh, Eskenazi. I was like, I want to make sure I get it right.
You're all good. You're fine. You're all good.
Whew, thank you. I was like sweating over here. Like,
oh my God, that should be the biggest thing you ever do. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. We good.
We're good.
Definitely. Thank you for coming on the show. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Oh, definitely. So are you ready?
Born ready.
Oh, okay. Let's get it. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So those who don't know, tell us briefly, what do you do? Because you have a lot of titles. So just kind of break it down to watching us now live. What do you exactly do, and what your organization does in that sense?
Well, I think the first title that I have is Shayna, Alana, Michael, and Mariah's mother. That's my first title.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's my first title. I've always been a single mom my whole life. I got into bail when I was a very young girl. I'm a domestic violence survivor, escapee, and I don't know. Bail and I just got along. I just started working with the families, and it just kind of felt natural to me. I'm a kid from Brooklyn, New York, so it just was like a natural fit. I was never much of an academic in school, and I guess the rest is bail history. And then I just started advocating up in Albany in 2012 against really bad bail reform policy that I knew was going to create a lot of crime victims. I knew it was
Mm.
going to create a new crime victim pool. But what happened was I was so stupid and young because I went up to Albany thinking, well, of course they're going to listen to me because number one, it's what I do.
Right.
And number two, one and one is two in America. So if something's right, it's right. If something's wrong, it's wrong. So you're not going to send your kid out to play football on the Belt Parkway.
No. No.
Not anytime soon.
No, no, no.
No. So I was like, of course they're going to understand. But I didn't know about lobby money and political influence and like all the things that you hear about. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know about the gaming part of it. I just thought that people would do the right thing by their constituents because it was the right thing to do. I had no idea that politics was such a dirty game.
Mm.
Now
Speak
I
it
know.
through. Let's speak it, please. Good to know.
It is dirty as hell. So I just didn't know. And that's what happened. And then they started talking about bail reform and that poor people was locked up and yada, yada, boom, boom. And I was like, well, if the poor people are locked up, I'll get them out. I'm good, like. But that's not what really mattered. What mattered was this huge pool of money that they had to get it done. And it didn't matter that cases for vehicular homicide were no longer bailable, touching children, selling drugs on school property. It didn't, stalking, like all that crap, that didn't matter, to the politicians. So here I am 13 years later. I'm up in Albany tonight. I'm actually at the War Room. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it,
Oh my God,
but
I heard something about it. Yeah.
it's super iconic.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah, I'm here right now. It's like super iconic. So,
Awesome.
it's just like, it just really, to be honest with you, it's not a blue issue and it's not a red issue. It's just that the Democrats picked it up and ran with the ball. And instead of saying, hey, you know what, I think I kind of like maybe didn't read it good enough, or I might have screwed up and made a couple mistakes, you know, they won't. They just won't. They won't do it.
And I commend you again. Before I even continue on the show, I want to commend you because of the fact that I also have gone through some of the situations you just mentioned during the show with domestic violence, and also I am a rape victim. So I thank you for speaking out about that because we need to talk more about these matters. Thank you.
Yes. Yes,
Thank you.
girl. Yes.
Thank you. Prior to that, now what now you said these are the reasons why you decided to have your own organization and to fight these matters because you see a lot of injustice, especially what you mentioned right now. The poor people get the end of the stick, and pretty much they don't get the same kind of respect as other classes, I think.
Mm.
Okay.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, my people come from Cuba, and
Mhm.
it's not that, like, we got the poor end of the bad end of the stick or whatever. My father was only a shoe salesman. He should rest in peace. Shouldn't say only, but he always provided for us. But he also didn't go out and commit crime. You
Right.
understand? So crime, when you do crime, there should be consequence to crime, or else the person that's committing crime is going to commit more crime.
Hmm. That's
So
true.
it's not really like rocket science, but the politics of it all is astounding.
Mm.
Um, and to this day, it's astounding. And when we have our event on February 25th, we're having it in Albany. at the Empire State Plaza, right behind the Egg in the Cornerstone Room. It's free breakfast, lunch, snacks all day long. One of the crime victims, her name is Jasmine Robles. She was assaulted on the New York City subway system. I mean, my God, what this perp did to her.
I know.
You should Google her name. You cannot believe what this offender did to her, and then went on to murder. But the moral of the story is, and one of the little dirty little secrets about bail reform that they don't talk about
Right.
is that when bail reform hit New York State like a wrecking ball on 1/1/20 at midnight, they let out 6,800 offenders off of Rikers Island.
Oh my
Those
God.
those offenders were getting their antipsychotic medications at 1, 9. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
They were getting their SSRIs. They were getting medicated. They were getting their meals. They were in psychiatric help, programs and things like that. They just let them out into the streets.
Oh my
So
God.
what they did was they promoted genocide,
Right.
and they put them on all of us, and they're homeless. Where are they going to go and live? So where they live, homeless. They live in the New York City subway systems. It's a little known fact that they don't really want to talk about too much.
Ooh. Hey, let it up. Please let people know about this. I didn't even know about that myself. I thought they had a program and stuff like that for them afterwards.
They might have programs for the homeless, but when you're a person that suffers from mental illness and you're not taking your medications because someone's administering medication to you, maybe in a forceful way or whatever the case may be, when you're under, care,
Right.
whether that's care by corrections or care by a psych hospital or whatever it is. When you're out in the streets, you're not taking your meds,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you don't even have the mental capacity to know the fundamental differences between right and wrong, because now you're hearing the voices.
That's
You
so true.
understand? And
Right.
this is who they let out to prey on us.
And I'm going to add that too because I want your opinion on this. The fact that, as you know, our mayor Eric Adams, he doesn't really do much of a job as it is, especially with the public safety. As you see, there's been a lot of, like you just mentioned, a lot of situations where the mentally ill have done things, push people under the trains, and like you mentioned, our young lady, unfortunately, with her situation. And I want your opinion on this. Like, what do you think needs to be done because it's getting bad out there.
Honestly, I think that Mayor Adams gets a really bad rap. You know, like Mayor Adams went up against the machine. The
Yeah.
DNC is a machine, very well funded political machine. And he went up against them and he said, hey, my city's becoming more and more dangerous. I have all these laws. You're sending thousands and thousands. We can't handle it anymore. We got people in the streets. And what did they do? They indicted him. They
That is
didn't
true.
they,
Yeah.
they didn't indict him beforehand. Listen to me. They had that information beforehand. You understand? They indicted his ass after he went up against them.
Wow.
So he's doing the job that I think almost any mayor that has a law enforcement background could do. His hands are a little bit tied, but now I think he's going to do a better job because he's got a little bit more power. I don't think that there's going to be another mayor that I see on the landscape of who wants to be a big bad mayor when they grow up. Like Don Cuomo, he wants to touchy feely on old girls, and
Oof.
then he wants to be the mayor. Now
I
he
was
wants
just
to
talking about that. Yeah, like wait a minute, it's
like he
crazy.
wants to touch my tatas or my daughter's tatas, and now he wants to be the mayor when they kicked his ass out of being the governor.
Exactly. Yep. Yep.
Please,
It's crazy.
please, New York, please don't vote for him. Please, God, no. Thank you. Please,
So right.
please, and thank you.
No, you're right. You're right. Definitely. Definitely. So let's get back to the bail as you mentioned now. Like I said, you do fight for the victims. Not only with this, you also have other organizations you work with. Let's talk about that as well.
Yeah. So when bail reform hit, I thought, okay, now is my time where I'm finally going to have some time on my hands to do things that I want to do and give back because all the years I've just been kind of working and raising my kids and doing this, that, and the third. So what I did was I founded a not-for-profit called the Victims' Rights Reform Council, because I figured if bail reform offenders could have rights, then victims should also have rights.
Yes. Yes.
So I put together a nonprofit. It's not very big. We don't have a ton of money. But for example, last week no, 2 weeks ago, actually a little bit more, we had a girl that she's a DV girl. She became homeless. She was about to go into the shelter system in 24 hours. She had a 90-day ticket to go into a program, but she needed that housing. And she has a dog because she survived cancer. So we found her housing, we paid for it, boom. If a victim has to go to court, we give them $200 a day for meal, for babysitting, and for transportation. So we just try to do little things. I wish we had more money. I don't really have, that those kind of resources right now, but I'm trying. It is the Victims' Rights Reform Council on Facebook. So we also have a website .org. If anybody wants to give $25, that would be nice.
Yeah, listen, that anything as a cause of that will help. That'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah, we give it all back.
That's amazing. And how long have you been doing this for now?
For the victims, we've been doing it since 1/1/20,
Oh,
when bail reform hit. So
okay.
that's when I started the nonprofit.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay. Wow. Yeah, definitely. People, please support her cause, please. It's going straight to the people that need it, and it's gonna help either way, back and forth. So it's a whole, what I'm saying. It's a cycle, but it's gonna help everybody along the way with that. So thank you for that as well.
Thank you.
No, you're welcome. You're welcome. So prior to that, now, let's talk about the event you have. I'm gonna put the flyer one more time. I'll leave it there so you can talk about that. That's happening this the February 25th, which is 2 days from now. That's actually Tuesday, yeah. So tell us more about that, as you just mentioned earlier, but in more detail.
Great. So we're having an event right in Albany, right behind the Egg. It's called the Cornerstone Room. It's free breakfast. Please come hungry. Please bring your opinions. All you have to do is go to our website, NewYorkStateBailAssociation.org, and register. Bring your mama and them, and just come on down and let's talk about bail reform. So the subject is it working? Why or why not? So we want to hear from everybody. There's going to be a lot of Q&A. There's going to be a lot of policymakers walking in and out. And we have law enforcement on the panel. We have some crime victims coming to give their stories. And we just would love it if all of you could join us.
Oh, that's so great. I honestly, I'm gonna add this to this with this, because I'm gonna leave the flyer on for a little bit. We can keep talking about it. I do want to add. I mean, in the future, if you have something, because I'm in New York City, if you have anything down here, I would love to be a part as a speaker, possible. If
Oh, I
anyway,
would love that.
yeah,
Girl, yes,
yeah,
yes.
I will be honored, because I really I do fight. I have an organization. I'm not organization. Forgive me. I have a petition. It's for the domestic violence thing. I'm gonna take this on up. And what it does, it's at www.change. Sorry, it's www.change.org, and it's called End Domestic Violence. And I'm trying to get a law passed, for, because the resources we have are very limited,
Right.
and a lot of times the criminal, what they basically, the law enforcement is not that great for us as the survivors and dealing with the things. And I think we need more. So it's two laws I'm gonna get in, and hopefully pass, if anything. But I would love if you guys want to definitely sign for it. Please do. It's
Yeah, I
available.
mean, let's pool resource. Let's get it together. We'll have some.
Yes.
We can always do an event in New York City in the spring or something like that. So yeah, let's do it.
Oh, I'm excited. Yeah, let's get it.
One thing about me is like they can never make the redhead shut up. So
Ooh, I love it. That's what I'm talking about.
they still
No, no,
haven't been
no.
able to get her to shut up.
No,
So
no, listen, you gotta let them know what it's about,
I try. All my taxes are paid, so I'm good. I'm never gonna shut up. So that's just
Ooh, that's what I'm talking about. Yes.
all day.
Definitely. So what other things you have coming up lined up for this year prior to the one that's happening in 2 days from now? Yeah.
Well, we do have an event coming up in Montana at the Glacier National Park, which is a place that a kid from Brooklyn has never been.
Wow.
I'm a little intimidated by it, to be honest with you, because it's doing like whitewater rafting and helicopter rides and all this crazy, Montana stuff.
Oh my God,
So,
that's crazy.
yeah, a little crazy for a kid from Brooklyn. But anyway,
Oh,
so
that's
we're having the National Association of Bail Agents is having its second annual event in Montana. It's going to be a great event. Bring the kids, bring the family, and we are going to talk about secured bail, and we're going to talk about mi gente, my
that's right.
family, who are bail agents throughout this nation and what they do while everybody else is sleeping in the United States of America. We return warranted fugitives. We put our lives on the line. We make sure that offenders go to court. We make sure that a victim is made whole by having his or her day in court, by being able to give a victim impact statement. So, what we do as a profession, as a time honored profession, is incredibly valuable and tax free, I might add,
Oh,
to
wow.
the United States of America.
That is amazing. And again, I commend you for guys for that because that takes a lot of investigation, time and investment you guys have to put out for that. And
That's
then I mean, you get like the bail. They give you the bonds. Eventually when you get the person and you bring them back and all that said and done. But prior to that, you have to do so much. Just it's a lot of work. People don't understand that. You know.
trust and believe. It is a lot of work.
Yeah, and
24/7.
no, definitely. And I watched now. Remember Dog the Hunty Bonner?
Yeah.
I,
The
I,
Hunty
I no
Bonnet.
lie. I have to put it as a reference because I watched that show. I was hooked, and how he went over the hoops like fences and things just to get the people back. And I'm like, this is crazy.
It can be crazy. It can be crazy. It can absolutely be crazy. But also, sometimes it could be not crazy. Sometimes it could just be mama. She's calling because little Johnny is on those drugs again.
Oh wow.
And he's not going to be showing up for court, and he's aged out of the system, and she has no jurisdiction over him because he's over 18 years old in New York State, right? So
Yes.
she needs him to be put back in
Oh,
because he's about to kill himself with narcotics. So there are very quiet moments in terms of what we do, and that's always really what I want to talk about.
absolutely. Now, I'm actually with the experience you like you mentioned and the things you guys have encountered with this particular situation. Is there a few success stories that you want to like one or two that you want to talk about from your experience with that?
You mean like some bounty hunting stuff?
Yeah, like anything that like you feel like I did my job.
Yeah, I did my job. I think there was this one young lady that always sticks out to me. I'll just call her Anne to keep her name safe. And her parents were immigrants and they were devastated by her narcotic use. It was heroin, and she was so badly afflicted. And she had no idea that she was going to get out of jail and that we were going to transport her directly into rehab. That was 23 years ago. She's a mom. She's a drug counselor. And her
Oh,
and I keep in touch.
that is beautiful. See, they gonna make me cry now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. And I mean, I know those moments really make your job what it is better because now you're not just doing what you need to do because you have to do it, but you're also helping somebody to get off the streets and do better for themselves.
Well, I just want to say that I can't take credit for that because my family, the bail
Mhm.
profession, they do that nationally while America sleeps in their beds.
Wow. Well, thank them as well. I want to thank them. Everyone, everyone is a part of that.
Absolutely.
Definitely, definitely. That's amazing. So, yeah, prior to like I said, you got the events coming up this Tuesday, and also when you mentioned Montana. Prior to that, like, is there anything else you want to tell the viewers that anything is like besides that?
Yeah, I think that your audience is New York centric, right?
Yes.
So I think that one of the things that I find all the time, which I find really interesting, is that New Yorkers don't know who their assembly people are and who their senators are, right? So
Mm,
just FYI, the assembly is the lower house and the Senate is the higher house. Okay.
yeah.
So all you have to do is go on Who is My Senator? You write on Google, you put your zip code in, and you will find out who represents you in your district,
Mm.
okay? And what they're working on. And you can look up the legislation that they're working on. So if they're working on legislation that makes it easier for parolees to, I don't know, get out of jail and remove their sex offender status, or if they're working on making new parks for in your community and working on new elderly programs so that they can go play checkers and chess and and dominoes and things like that, that you should know about that. They work for you.
I love that.
Every paycheck, when you see that little tax thing taken out,
Oh God, yeah, I remember those.
yeah, you're paying their salary. So
Oh,
get to know who they are. If you see something in your community that you don't like, have their phone number on speed dial.
mm.
Stop staying quiet just because you're Latino or you're black or whatever the case may be. We're in New York City, we're a combo pack. In New
Yeah.
York, we are just like, every race, every color. Stop being quiet and stop yelling when something is huge. Start yelling when something is little.
Mm.
You see needles in your park, find out who your senator is. Let them know. Listen, Senator Juan Pepe, listen, I have 42 people in my Boricua family. I have 42 people. And guess what? If you don't get the needles cleaned up out of the park, 42 people is not going to vote for your ass.
Ooh, yes. Come on now. Let's talk about it.
You hear
Yes.
me? You hear
Yes.
me? And then I'm going to go to my church. I'm going to turn the 42 into 420.
There you go. Yeah. It's
So
a ripple effect. Yeah.
start getting involved. Like, pick up the phone and start complaining. Go on their Facebook. I got news for all of your listeners. Do you know that if you go on their Twitter accounts and their Facebook accounts and you tell them that they suck at their job, they're not allowed to shut you off.
Wow. I learned
I
something
don't,
new today. I didn't even know that.
you live and you learn, girl.
I'm loving this. This is what I'm talking about. Listen, education people on the show. We get all. I love this. Yes.
Yeah, so, please, everybody get involved in your future. Don't let them put bad policies in place and then find out about it, like bail reform.
Yes, that's
Bail
right.
reform got put on to the people of New York when everybody was asleep. They woke up the next day and then all of a sudden they didn't even know what it was. Now it's a kitchen table topic.
Wow, this is crazy. And it's like you said, a lot of times it affects us minorities. It's unfortunate, but it does happen. And then I feel now I'm going to be real about this. A lot of times in DC, like you mentioned, when you went up to check out the situation you're talking about, they it's very like political and other things of that nature. And it's unfortunate that had to happen. But a lot of times they do target us a lot of times with certain things. And how do you feel about that, knowing that it's unfortunate, but it does happen. And what change you going to make if possible?
Well, actually, it pisses me off. You know what I'm saying? Because in our Cuban household, my Theo used to say, in my house, you will not talk good. In my house, you will speak well.
Yes.
So, you know, out of respect for my ancestors, I feel like it's incumbent upon me to speak louder and to keep going. So I just want to let all of your listeners know, black, white, green, orange, polka dotted, LGBTQ doesn't matter.
Hmm.
It's your responsibility to be assertive. Just like when we want to find a white couch and we go on Google, find out who your senator is, find out who your assembly person is. And it tells you right there on their link what they're working on. So if they're working on something that's going to affect your family, find out about it. Like, maybe they're working on something really good that you want to be a part of. That's
Very
also
true.
something that's positive. It doesn't always have to be negative, but politicians are a little slippery.
Yeah, you got to go around it with that. It's. I hate that.
Yeah, they're a little slippery, but you got to stay up on them. That's the whole thing.
I love that. Now I have to get your input on this as well because this happened just upstate a couple of months ago with that gentleman who got, as you saw the video tip, they had like it was the body cam of the gentleman that was in the hands of the CEOs at the time, and unfortunately they actually murdered the man while in custody. How do you
Yeah.
feel about that? And knowing that they say that they were looking into the of Governor Kathy Hope was looking into it, and they're gonna make restrictions and all that. But how do you really feel about all that's happening at that time?
You know, I feel terrible about it. You know why? Because I grew up in the jails, and most correction officers, they're my friends. They like my family. You understand? So you have five, six bad apples that's gonna spoil the whole bunch. Those guys knew they were being recorded. I don't know why they went KKK on that inmate. You understand what I'm saying?
That
I
was
don't know why any officer would behave in that manner. There's a vast array of ways that they could have dealt with an unruly inmate, none of which were the way in which the allegation is. You understand?
right.
So I just want to say that I vehemently disagree with how they treated that individual. I think he should have been treated, in a way that was punitive, but in a way where he would still be alive. But what I have to also say is that it does not represent the Department of Corrections as a whole. The Department of Corrections gets a really bad black eye. And one of the things is that you, as a viewer, will see this story, but you won't see the fact that a female officer is getting raped on Rikers Island. They don't put that in the news. They don't put in the news that a female officer got all her teeth knocked out from an inmate the other day. They don't
Ooh,
put that in the news. And that inmate doesn't get punished. That inmate doesn't go into solitary confinement. That inmate goes right back to GPOP, right back to general population without even so much of a smack. You understand?
oh my God.
So there's always three sides to every story, but I mean, I stand with corrections.
No, I respect that, and I just wanted to get your input on it because, that happened just not too long ago, and it was just the way they did. It was I was like, oh my God, yeah,
It was they as humans.
yeah,
You understand? It was bad humans that did that. It doesn't reflect the Department of Corrections as a whole. The Department of Corrections as a whole is your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your church member. You
mm,
understand what I'm saying? Your neighbor. They're
right.
good people. This was a terrible thing what those five humans did, and they should be punished for what they did.
Oh yeah, big
Yeah.
time. Definitely. Also, we have a lot of people chatting right now, guys. If you have any questions for our amazing guests for tonight's show, please available now. Contact. You could ask a question, a comment, and I'll put it on the screen. So definitely, definitely check that out. Prior to that, as you mentioned, there's one thing I want to ask you because I know a lot of times Rikers Island, as you know, they were trying to actually to shut it down a couple of years ago, and now
Yeah.
they're saying that they're trying to close it down for different reasons. How do you feel about that? And knowing if they do shut it down, will be another place that they'll have like the inmates or relocate them.
How I really feel about that is que clase mierda. I want to explain to you why, okay? Because Governor Cuomo, Don Cuomo, as I call him, because to me he's like a mafia guy. The reason why he wanted to close Rikers Island was because he was getting shine. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted to close Rikers Island because it's right next to LaGuardia. And they wanted to build a little bridge, and he was going to give it to the real estate guys, and they were going to build a new type of Barclays Center, and they were going to build new condos and this and yada, 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 yada. But it never went through. You understand?
Right.
Because they can't close Rikers Island because the communities, Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, Staten Island, the Bronx, they don't want little jails in their neighborhoods. They already got enough crime in their neighborhoods. They need a place to put the inmates on an island somewhere where it's away from society. So they never ever was able to close Rikers Island. And I got news for New Yorkers. They're never going to be able to close Rikers Island.
Mm, it's so true, and it's been there for many
Exactly.
years. Yeah, it's been many years, and they've been having this back and forth for a while, a couple of years now with that. And
they're never gonna close Rikers Island. It's a public safety nightmare to do such a thing.
it is because the thing is how they're gonna if they do if I'm saying then where they're gonna place the relocate the inmates. It's a whole mess. With that. Yeah.
Right, and they'll put them in your backyard.
Oh no, we got enough crazies on the street.
I
God
have
forgive
a
me
great
saying.
idea. If for all the policymakers that want to close Rikers Island, I say open up your mansions
Mhm.
and bring them in.
Very true.
Bring them into the house. They're so fantastic. Bring them right on in into your little mansion and see what happens.
Ooh, this is what I'm talking about. Yes,
Hmm.
they'll be having it up the ass, in essence.
Don't drop the soap.
No pun intended.
But I'm bummed.
There you go. But let me ask you now, because I know we're going off topic a little bit. It's part of the jail situation, but how do you feel about Puff Daddy being locked up? I gotta ask.
About P. Diddy being locked up?
Yes, how do you feel about?
You know what? Listen, here's the thing. They wanted to lock him up, right? So obviously they did whatever, whatever. But the fact that that man is still incarcerated is a shame. Let me tell you, all your listeners, the Eighth Amendment of the United States Constitution indicates that we have a constitutional right to bail.
Mm,
The fact that they are holding him and letting murderers go in the Bronx on a $200,000 bail is
crazy.
is atrocious. That man could have made any amount of bail, 1 million, 2 million, 5 million. They could have put him under house arrest. They didn't have to do him like they're doing him. They're doing him dirty as hell.
Yeah, because he did request a bail. I think it was like 5 million or something like that, and they denied it. The courts just said nope. You're staying in jail. You're gonna and now his court case actually happened in May this year. So it's crazy. Yeah.
Call me P. Diddy. I got you. I got you, brother.
Oh,
I got
she
you.
okay?
The
You're
Bell
impressed
Line
here.
Queen got you, P. Diddy. I got you
Ooh.
every day of the week.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, how about real quickly on this one? The gentleman that shot the CEO of that pharmaceutical business. I forgot his name. Laguni, like I can't get his name. Uh,
Yeah, Luigi Mangione.
there we go. That's the name. Okay, now how do you think he's innocent?
Chocolate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. Do you think he was innocent? You think he did? A lot of people are speculating about the whole situation.
He's just, you know what? He's a psycho, a white boy psycho, too much money, came up crazy. You know what I mean? And I guess he must have just done just way too many narcotics. You
Mm.
know what I mean? He's probably one of those psycho gamers or something. I don't know. But he needs a good psych exam and he needs to be staying up in the jail for the rest of his life because he took away that daddy from his babies for no God-given reason. Sometimes people need to go to jail. I'm sorry, I know that's not very popular,
No, I
but
know, I know.
but his ass needs to stay in the jail.
Oh man, that's crazy. That's crazy. Now, prior to that, and I appreciate your feedback on it because I know a lot of people like kind of like, oh, he didn't do it. It's a lot of he say, she say
He
stuff.
did
I
so
don't know.
do it.
Yeah, yeah,
Boom, he did it.
yeah.
Hello?
No, they showed the videotape and everything. Yeah, and he was in McDonald's. I'm like, what? What? What's going on here? Like, doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. Yeah,
Yeah, he did it.
uh, yeah, you're right. It's just a whole bunch of hot mess with that whole situation going on right now with that. Prior to that, but prior to that, now, what other programs you want to tell the viewers and listeners watching now that are out there for like you mentioned, like after people that get out of jail, or I know there's a certain programs they have, but they don't have a lot of resources. But is there any out there that people want to know about? If you want to share with that.
Well, you know what? If your loved one is getting out of incarceration in New York or any place in the United States, my suggestion would be to Google re-entry programs.
Okay.
There's a ton of really, really good, amazing people throughout the United States that help with job placement. They help with, getting housing, counseling, all different types of things. And bail agents work with reentry. So it's a great Google search. You'll find a ton of information.
Awesome. Okay. Okay, awesome. And then we got a few comments here. The people have been blowing up the chat. Hold on. Before we go.
Okay.
So let me share, hold on, because let me go from the last one. All right. Oh, Jason, he's on with us. He says, I'm running for city council and I'm advocate for total bail reform in New York. We need to keep violent and sexual offenders behind bars where they belong because our safety is non-negotiable.
Listen, I wish you all the peace and the blessings, and I hope that you bring such common sense thoughts to the city council.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if your viewers know, but New York State has a government. I explained that, the Assembly and the Senate. But New York City also has its own government. It's called the New York City Council. And the New York City Council is about 95% extreme socialist, progressive ideology, right? So you and I think that going out and playing on the Belt Parkway doesn't really make very good sense.
No.
By the time you're done talking to them, they made sense of it. And
Yeah.
they're financing it. And they got posters about it. And there's commercials about it. And all of a sudden, you're going to think, you know what? Maybe it's not such a bad idea if we go and play on the Belt Parkway. You
Ooh,
understand what I'm saying?
right.
There's a little bit of Looney Tunes going on there.
Yes. Yes. You're so right about that. It's a lot of craziness.
Yeah.
Definitely. So he says, hi, ladies. And then he referring to what you mentioned, Don Cuomo, and he put a laugh emoji. I think that's a laugh emoji. Another person emoji. He was talking about the person we mentioned about the guy who got killed, Brooks. That's what he mentioned, the prisoner. He mentioned facts, and that's pretty much it for now. But yeah, that's crazy. So tell us one more time about your amazing corporation, and also where, if they want to contact you, to reach out to you on your social media.
Yeah, so you can reach out to me at the New York State Bail Association.org. You can reach out to me at Empire Bail Bonds in New York. You can reach out to me at National Association of Bail Agents.org, or Bail Bond Queen is usually my handle on Twitter and Facebook and things like that. And if you know anybody in the Albany area and the upstate area that wants to join us for an amazing, robust event on the subject of bail reform, is it working? Why or why not? Please join us in Albany, 9 a.m. sharp for breakfast on Tuesday morning. It's going to be quite the event, and we hope that each and every one of you can make it. So please invite your mama and them.
Awesome. This is amazing. Man, this is very informative. I needed this information because I know of certain people that go into certain things privately, and this is really, really great to know about. Prior to that, and then anybody needs your services too, they can contact you directly as well. If anything, like with the bail stuff, and also if any like other events that are going on as well.
I didn't hear what you said, hon. What?
Okay. No. If anybody wants to contact you, like for the services you do for bail bonds and that,
Oh, yeah, you can just
or
always call me at 877 Empire now. Not later, right now. 877 Empire now.
oh, we got to plug people. We got to plug right at the show.
Yeah.
You already know. Prior to that, is it any shout outs you want to give right now on the show?
I just want to shout out to the New York State Bail Association for all of its hard work, and to the Victims' Rights Reform Council. And we are always going to be advocating for crime victims, and crime victims really, really matter. And we never, ever as a society should ever lose sight of that, because crime victims should always come first. We're humans before we're politicians, before anything. So that really matters.
So true, definitely. And I personally want to thank you so much for coming on the show and to tell briefly about your story. And I'm sorry you went through that, but you're a survivor. You overcame it, and you are fighting for everyone. And we appreciate you here on the show for that.
Thank you. Thank you for
But
taking the time.
you welcome. You were not now. Anytime you want to come, let me know.
All right, cool, cool.
Definitely. And I thank you so much for coming on. And God bless you. And we'll look to maybe collab sometime this year. That'd be great. Yeah,
All right.
definitely. Well, thank you so
Peace
much
and
again.
love, everybody. Peace and
You
love.
too. Thank you. Bye. All right, guys. So that was it. That was amazing. You guys enjoyed the interview or want to see a recap of it? It's you can watch it anytime on YouTube after I'm done here live. And definitely want to comment or any questions after the show, we could do so. Big shout out to my amazing guest for tonight, the president of the New York State Bail Association and the New York State National Association of Bail Agents. I'm sorry, forgive me. Michelle, I don't want to mess up that last name because she said it correctly. Michelle E. Just Michelle E. I got you. Again, guys, thank you for tuning in. I thank you so much. Again, you can watch the recap of the show later on. It'll be you guys already know it'll be already on YouTube, which is already on now there. Facebook, if you have me on Facebook as well, and also on Twitch. If you don't have me there, I think I forgot the name on Twitch. I think it's Vero G Spotlight something, but I believe it's the same name more or less of anything. If you can find me there, you can follow. That's pretty much it. So you guys already know. Yeah. Prior to that, like I said again, thank you for our guest for tonight. Next week we have the CEO of a PR firm or public relations, they call it. It's her firm is called Exquisity, if I said it correctly, not you know. And her name is Nicole M. Jordan. So I'm excited to have her next week. Again, also quickly, if you'd like to be a guest, I'm gonna just put that here too before I forget. So I have like other things on my mind. If you'd like to be a guest on this show for March, I have only 2 availability dates left. If you'd like to be a guest on this show, you can contact me on my Instagram, which is Michelle. That's you right now. Yes, you can follow me on Instagram, which is at official Vero G. That's right. You can follow me there. Prior to that, also would like to be a guest on the Wednesday show we have. As you guys know where it's at, all that said and done in person. Contact me as well on my IG, which is at official Vero G. Definitely go check that out if you guys get a chance to. Now, prior to that, I'll see you guys next week on the show here, and just continue on greatness and Marjorie, the blessings for everyone out there. I'm excited. Also, I'll continue updating you guys on the updates for the Vero G Vero G Awards. Forgive me, Vero G Awards. Forgot one. Also, I'll be looking soon for the submissions for the April issue. Yeah, April issue of the Vero G Spotlight magazine. If you know anybody that's interested, right there's my contact info. Inbox me or I say DM me, I guess, in Instagram world. And definitely hit me up. Let me know, and just make it happen. So I think that's pretty much. I don't want to forget anything because I got like 1,000 things like going between what's happening here and there. Always I keep track of everything. Yeah, it's a lot of things. But I thank you guys for tuning in tonight and hanging out with me today on the show, and all those who commented. Thank you again for that. And if you like the show, I'm gonna put the QR code one more time so you can support the show. I'm gonna start doing that in the end too because I tend to not forget that. So if you guys want to donate anything and contribute to anything, you could just put the phone on the QR code. It will direct you to my thing, and you could support the show. Yes. And if you love the show tonight or any other shows I have with the past guests on here, hit me up on the. I just had my thing. Oh, I can't put it up because of that. Yeah, it's fine. Just hit me up on my Instagram. I'm mostly on there most of the time. What you call it? Instagram or whatever. There's a lot of funny memes I've been watching recently that's just cracking me up. I can't make this stuff up, people. I just can't. It's a lot of stuff. Also, I want to update you briefly on here because I know I get the exclusive here on the show first before I put out anywhere else. We'll be working on the 7th full album, which is called My Anxiety. I am so excited. I'll be back in the studio very soon to be working on the album. I can't wait to give y'all new music. I mean, if y'all liked it, a brand new me album, which is out now, we put it one more time on the show. So you can see the cover of that. There you go. Definitely that album is already out now. That's the recent album I just did last year. A brand new me is out now. We'll support that. But the My Anxiety will be coming out. I'm letting y'all know now it will be coming out fall because I really want to give it time to put it and market it and promote it and all that said and done. Also, the Energy album, the 5th EP album, will be officially out this year. I'm gonna make it happen. I'm crossing my fingers. It will be happening because It's just timing and everything else. All that said and done. So you guys already know. So yeah. Prior to that, like I said, new music coming out for y'all. I know y'all been patient with me with that album for over 2 years now. That's finally getting out. And then my anxiety one coming out. And I'm working on the eighth album, which will be called Self Love. So definitely go check that out. Also, I'll be putting in my YouTube channel in a few minutes. I'm gonna transfer it to my other channel. But big shout out to Jennifer Muse. Thank you so much for having me on her amazing show, which is a continuation to Wicked Entertainment, also on Global Real Radio, I think is it? Global something, so forgive me. But thank you for having me on her show. I was just recently on there and talking about upcoming projects, all that said and done. And I did show an exclusive on her show. Y'all gotta see it there. I cannot show it yet, but I showed it on her show first. So definitely go check that out. If you're not, I'll put it on my channel so you guys can check it out as well in a few minutes. I want to do that. Prior to that, like I said again, I'm so excited for many, many blessings for everyone out there watching and tuning in and who's been a loyal fan of the show and any other things that we've been doing for the past years. Thank you so much. You don't know how much that means to us, myself, and including my business partner, J Prime Media. And just thank you guys so much for what you've been supporting us for a long time, what we've been doing, and love what we got to do. We'll be soon doing a few events when it gets nice and warmer, God willing, because this weather is kicking ass. So when it gets better out there in New York, God willing, we'll be doing a few events, not so many, but a few things. And all that said and done. Also, guys, we'll be doing our annual community work. I just want to throw it in there. As you guys know, we do the back to school each year and also the toy drive. So if you want to help out early and donate anything as well, this is where you could donate at. Okay, and any contribution is going straight to the community. We've been doing it for the past now. This year we'll be making, I think, 6 years for the back to school. Right, back to school. The toy drive will be the third one this year. So yeah. So we've been doing it strong, and we want to thank everyone who's been partaking on it, who's been supporting it, who's been a part of it, either as an artist or a contributor or a donor. Any sense you could think of, we appreciate everyone who's been a part of it. So thank you so much for that. So you guys already know. Let's get it. Yes. Let me see one last thing I want to add here before I get out of here, guys. I don't want to forget anything because I have a tendency to forget. Like I always do that sometimes when I do a live, and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot to talk about that. It's a bad habit I have sometimes. I don't know. Is it good or bad? I don't know. It's weird. Okay. So like I said, one more time quickly before we get out of here. Again, I'm looking for the April issue for submissions right now as we speak for the Vero G Spotlight magazine. If you know anybody or you would like to be on the issue for the cover, a feature or cover feature, both, or at a placement, hit me up on the DM or Facebook world, you used to call it Messenger, I guess. And let's make it happen. All right, people, I am out of here. Your girl over here signing out. God bless you all. I love you all for tuning in each and every week. Be safe out there this week, please. It's a crazy world we live in, so you know how we do. All right, so I'm signing out on my usual sign out way. And thank you again for tuning on the show. See you guys next week. God bless you all and be safe. See ya. Hey, what's up? It's your girl, Vero G. And you're watching right now the Vero G Spotlight Radio Show. Tune in on YouTube, Facebook Live, and on Twitch. Check out all these amazing episodes and so much more. Tune in to check each and every Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And definitely check out all the episodes on my YouTube channel at Vero G Spotlight Network. Follow and subscribe. I will follow right back. So definitely go check out the channel if you want to support. Appreciate it. Much love.